When you say you eliminated about half of the things in your home, was a lot of that furniture or was a lot of it just your personal effects?
Most of it was personal effects. We emptied half of the closet. We emptied half of the cupboards, glasses and silverware. We got rid of half. Like, I literally took everything and said, we're getting rid of half. Half the pots and pans, half the plates. Like, I wanted the cupboards to look relatively sparse. I didn't want them to look packed, or else we're going to
Right.
look like we have storage issues. The
Right.
other thing that I eliminated, which is going to be controversial, is I eliminated my pets. No, I didn't kill them. We have a cat and a dog, and I love them so much, but they were never around and there were no traces of them during the showings, which was exhausting, by the
What
way.
did you do with them?
Well, one went to grandma's house and one came. So the cat went to grandma's house because there's a litter box that can't move. There's all these other accoutrements. But with the Chihuahua, he could come with us and he would just drive around with us in the car during these showings. But there were no dog toys. There was no cat tree. There was no evidence that any pets lived in that home. And for me, and this may just be a personal pet peeve, but when I was looking at homes to buy, the minute I saw any kind of pet bed, any kind of doggy door, I was like, oh my gosh, who's been peeing on these floors? I
Right.
mean, I'm a
That's
pet owner. I know what happens even with accidents. Who's been barfing on these countertops? I know, right? And it just made it feel less clean, even if there wasn't any indication that there had been a hairball there, right? So it just put my spidey senses up, and I immediately got the pets out every visit. Nobody would ever know.
that's a great point. I had a luxury home we were selling, and the seller wanted to stay there with the aggressive dog in the home. Yeah, we can't do that. You're never going to sell your house if you stay there with the dog in your home. So that's a great tip. So when you said you emptied your closets. So I'm imagining you were selling in the spring, so you put your winter things away, which is another great way to get ahead of a move. Is that what you did? You took the winter items out or the
Eh,
seasonal items that you weren't wearing?
Half of like we were already rotating our closet space because we lived in a historic home. So our closets were already pretty small. And speaking of, when you do have small closets, make sure to put a light in them. Having a light in them immediately makes them look bigger. Our home was built in 1910. It had very small closets and there were no lights in any of the closets. We installed that so when you'd open it up, you'd immediately get a light, which will make it look fresher, brighter, bigger. And even some of our on-season clothes, because our closets were so small, had to go away. And no, we did not miss them. I never looked for that summer dress. I forgot it existed. So, full disclosure, I don't even fold things that go in my drawers. I just kind of shove them sometimes. I do. Guys. This is a confessional, right? I made sure everything was folded. I assumed they were opening my underwear drawer. Is that wrong? You've got to assume that everything is going to be touched, opened, explored. And I want them to imagine that the person who lived here was fastidious on top of everything. This is who they're going to be when they live here, right? That aspirational avatar.